girl who gets kidnapped in Washington DC and is taken to a center. That center name is Geno. In that center, some memory experiments are being done. She is a miracle girl who can transport herself back into time. Not physically, but in a very much conscious state of her mind, because she is a miracle girl. And then, the reason is that if I pull out this page and read the fourth line of this one, that will always remain in my memory for all time to come, because we have also a miracle organ that is known as hippocampus. Everything gets stored from the day we are born till on this date. Each and every information which I see for a fleeting 3 seconds gets stored. Even if they form the garbage, tons, millions and trillions of the information gets processed by our brain, but ultimately it gets stored in our brain. In that small part, hippocampus is just a small this size. This size is small. But to recall that information, that means somebody who is, like I should say, the entire disk with a huge pile of information in a garbage, something running into 20 miles that gets deposited in our brain. But how a rag picker, another miracle rag picker, will go excavate that rag, that garbage, and pull out that golden riddle? Nobody can do it. If I tell you that what you have read or tell to sir, that only in file number say so and so, in page number 26, can you tell me what you have read? He will say कि पागल हो गया है जी, कोई याद रखता है सब चीजों को. But this girl could do it. She was a miracle girl or a miracle rag picker. Since she could do it, so these people wanted to know how she can do it. So she is kidnapped and taken to a center which is not in Washington DC. She was kidnapped in Washington DC. But we say the symmetry of the novel, we normally maintain the symmetry of the novel. So in that I have made that she is taken to a state of Washington, where they take out the parameter of this girl and wanted to apply to another person who is a Kazakh scientist, but that time it was USSR, who was also kidnapped. And then afterward, they wanted to ask him, he's a nuclear scientist, this guy. They were beating, he was kidnapped by jihadists of that time, or some element that time, Libya and those information I used, but he was a jihadist, working on behalf of the Libyan government of that era. So they wanted him to recall the manual of some part where the difference between the core of the fusion reaction and the reflector will be that. So this distance will vary according to some equations. Those are the great equations. If you start writing those equations, or you see it on the website, those equations run through hundreds of pages. But the tables are made. Those tables are made, most secret tables, even Yankee class secret tables they are known as. So those secrets, in those tables, the scientist has to go and see that information and apply on this one, on a nuclear device. So he was saying, this bloody, I cannot recall anything, because what I was doing while making this bomb, I used to refer to those information and then yes, apply them. Yeah, I have made thousands and thousands of those nuclear bombs, but yes, already saw those information and applied this one. But jihadists or the Libyan government was not buying this theory. Since they were not buying this theory, they wanted him to recall everything. But ultimately somebody understood in the United States of America, those people were with the Libyan government, and he was kidnapped and taken to that memory center, where the parameter will be taken from this girl and will be applied on her, applied on the scientist. So that ultimately, with those parameters, he will be able to recall it. And Codex Gigas happened, and he recalled it. Then the story continued that way. Now, my sister said, "Ajay bhaiya, itna badhiya story bata sakte ho to likhte kyun nahi ho?" Nahi, because one solution I was not getting. एक सोल्यूशन था जिसमें वो लड़की जो है entrapped into a time vortex में फंस जाती है, उससे कैसे वो बाहर निकलेगा? I tried for 25 years, writing on several pages. In my computer I typed after 1996, delete कर दिया फाइल को, पन्नों को फाड़ दिया हमने, but हमको solution नहीं मिल रहा था. So these are the long stories, and with this story there is another story कैसे बना है, वो छोटा सा चीज देख रहे तो